Today we come to we studio guest we now Yusuf Keke Thomas Andy we now the press secretary and they can talk about President Bill activity now the UN Security Council and other side them as Salon we currently in the month of August the chair the UN Security Council and President Bill been did recently was he make some address them and he present Africa position. With other activities also we President Bill do na the UN Security Council and on that side they make we get Yusuf Keketoma na the program. Once again, good morning and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salo.
Thanks for having me, and I'm happy for the opportunity today.
Yes, from that background, we Adongi, therefore look at President Bill activities, them, na the UN Security Council and other side them without wasting time. But we look at the UN Security Council and Salon they currently chair. What do you mean?
Well, it means beaucoup things for the country. First, we remember say people learn for understand say before 2018 when President Bill turned president, President Bill doing a campaign. They be say one do two things for the country. One of the things they want to for make sure say as a country able project we image internationally for let country then begin respect your country back. Because by 2028, beaucoup time we travel across, people get bad perception about Salon. But the second thing as a president want for do now for make sure say we able to restore international confidence pan Salon based on relationship with the multilateral institutions. So for instance, remember say by 2018 the IMF and the World Bank they be suspending program because of many reasons. So over this year, President Bill don't try for make sure say you don't restore that confidence there. But also at the same time, don't project your image internationally. Now, beaucoup people, go on know briefly what's in the UN. UN a very, very important institution of the world because by the time we then form UN after the Second World War, 1945, about 50 countries that meet in San Francisco. We say, okay, make we put something in place. We go make another World War not occur again. And part of what they do, then that's what they call the UN Charter, and where then talk say, okay. This body we go can now for make sure say we maintain international peace and security. But the UN, part of in structure of that, you get about 6 main bodies, but two important one that within the General Assembly and the Security Council. Now from 50 countries where they established by 1945, now you get about 193 countries where they established. Now Salon, because President Bill believes say we for make sure say Salon they respect you in the world. Now make we come, we don't fight very hard. So for the second term in we history, Salon don't go back in a Security Council. And the first time in 50 years. So it means say Security Council like a body we get 15 members then. You get 5 permanent members then, and you get other permanent members that win about 10. So the permanent members then are China, France, Russia Federation, the UK, and the US. Down in the people with the permanent Security Council. You also get 10 non-permanent members there in Algeria, Ecuador, Guyana, Japan, Malta, Mozambique, Republic of Korea, Sierra Leone, Slovenia, and Switzerland. Now, then country there, now they sit down, they meet and then plan and then look at detect who side threats they to peace and security around the world, but also now they talk say okay, make peacekeeping go under, make sanction happen under, just to make sure say the world is at peace. So this January 1st, 2024, now Salon start with your tenure na Security Council. But then with presidency now August, and next year November we go to turn president. So what turn president? Salon President Bill say one of the Tony issue them we don't then secure na UN for a very long time now about what you for do for reform UN Security Council.
Okay, well, they can look at that as that are some of the issues that we come inside this particular program. So before we talk on the issue, you talk about Salon tenor. I mean, inside this general. And when you talk about tenor, is it that President Bill presiding over the UN Security Council session for this year, or it goes more than beyond that?
Well, when I say tenor, it means now the tenor you deserve. So the 15 countries that we then get, where I don't name them, so now Security Council, they all get tenor they deserve every month.
So before President Bill in tenor for serve, when I be Salon in status at the UN Security Council?
Well, Salon will be a member.
Okay.
Now be a non-permanent member. We simply means say Salon the help for making draft resolutions, Salon help for make them all meetings them for chair Boku meetings them, Salon they also help for make sure say for instance them put sanction per country, they help for country to make sure say for instance the war between Gaza Israel, Salon they make contribution to that one day. So we do Boku in them.
So
But this presidency simply means say now the chair, now they set the agenda.
So in terms of the thing we just state about Salon membership, another people they say really Salon may get the membership, but in making impact or taking part of decision and Security Council, it really be the happen because Africa representation and the more emphasis with the inside this UN Security Council then program for say Africa don't be underrepresented. But again, now they say Salon will be member, they take part in drafting or decision making. How reality this be actually?
Well, like I say, once they don't elect you in a Security Council, it simply means you get all the rights and privileges like any other member them for do Security Council work. And part of the work can get for make sure say you promote for me they respect the UN Charter, you talk about peace, you be part of various committees, the way you look at various other wars, the way they happy other side, for instance, like sanction, boku them. So we be play that role. Now, when you be president of the council, it simply means now you they put the agenda waiting that month the world and the Security Council for talk about. So when we turn President Bio say two important issues in day where we need for prioritize. The first one now the issue about for reform Security Council. And the reason why to make President Bio talk about this, because President Bio feels say Security Council done there for almost 80 years now. We as a continent, we get about 1.3 billion people in. Out of the 193 nations members then within a UN, 54 of them in African states, we constitute 28% of them. But also Africa, we contribute significantly to peacekeeping mission. So he say this now an issue of equity, justice, and even democracy. Because for make you get continent like Africa, and 80 years of security of United Nations, their existence, we're not able to get a permanent seat in the Security Council, nothing we unjust. So President Bio say the first way we want for do to make sure say this debate we forget and tranga one Security Council. And you know when obviously they show na TV, but when you dey inside the all you body go guys, because for the very first time, they want the way study about Security Council history. They want to the work they then say this is not the very first time where an African president can go and issue where all the permanent members then where I don't name earlier on China, UK, Russia, US, France, they all speak with one voice. They all say indeed this not time for Security Council.
Now Yusuf Keke Thomas and we look at this issue of Salon being part of the UN Security Council as non-permanent member, one of the 10 non-permanent members, not a novelty for African countries. It's a rotational basis. Mm-hmm. What is special with government they present a situation as this that the first time African they go there?
No, what is special now because firstly for Salon don't be a big example to waiting UN there about in the world. Because remember say during the civil war, United Nations, they play big role for make sure say we transition from war from peace. Remember, say by the time we then form UNAMSIL, then we get about by 2001, then we get about 17,500 military personnel in this country. We're now one of the largest UN ever sent at any country. So it means say Salon we get a unique experience what they take na Security Council. But you know only stop there. This is not the first time where any African country don't turn president Security Council. We don't set an agenda for the African continent. So before now, you get like Ghana be the part of Security Council, but then country then they not ever go UN Security Council and say let we talk about how Africa in your own president Security Council for being represented in an increased.
So now it's obvious that not a novelty Salon be a member of the UN Security Council. Press Salon chairing the UN Security Council meeting. It's a rotational basis, nothing special.
No, we not saying a novelty. What would they say? Would they say this Now the first time in 50 years, but the second time in Salone history. That's now one. But also, secondly, and most importantly, this is not the first time in the history of the world and the African continent for make you get African president, where it turned president of Security Council for say, new agenda. The first thing I will talk about now for talk say, this council will all sit down. Now about time for make we discuss how Africa for increase with presence there, for get 2 permanent seats,
Okay.
and also get 2 additional non-permanent seats, but also President Bio say for abolish the veto. But if we keep them, we for make sure say all Morgan at the table for get right to them. So it's unique and as something way around the world. Now in Nigeria, in Senegal, all the country and they I go tell you say for the past 1 week, and they carry President Bio in face and the newspaper the news because this is very important.
So addressing the historical injustice and enhancing Africa effective representation in the United Nations Security Council will be the topic of discussion and debate. Why want to focus on this particular topic, Yusuf Keke Tomasandi?
Like I say, because President Bio arguments we make, not that. By 1945, when they established the UN, 80 years from now, Africa will get 1.3 billion people in. Then self don't gain a position for make we get permanent seat in Security Council.
But all of you, they say most that same day where you could, so most Africa countries be there on a colonial rule.
Yes, but now make I say the geopolitics don't change. So in fact, by the time we they form the Security Council and the 5 permanent members, then these were world powers: the UK, the US, the Chinese, the Russia. You know, these are big powers. But geopolitics don't change. It simply means say that Africa is in a position now where 60% of what they discuss at Security Council on peacekeeping now about Africa. So it's unjust for make you not get African voice as a permanent member for decide African solution to African things there.
Okay.
So my President Bio they say.
Okay, continue for the we'll come back. You go take step by step how each day be talek inside this particular program with President Bio be preside now the United Nations Security Council. In name na Yusuf Keke Thomas Sande na the press secretary na status they tell we listen and view them. But President Bio in work way a go do inside recent activity them na the United Nations Security Council. Continue for the with us now inside the program. Good morning. Salon, we look at another issue outside the public relations officer at the Salon Judiciary. Moses Lamin Kamara say the reason make the Chief Justice bring back the justice of the peace now for the decide case them now the magistrate court and help reduce the plenty work where the magistrate can get for decide case them. A talk this is our interview with Radio Democracy. Also we talk about the 18 justice of the peace them where the Salon Judiciary be train this BNTM for the look inside minor case them we can go now the magistrate court. Well, inside this interview, Moses Lamin Kamara talk more to Mange Mansare.
Basically, the justice of the peace, now a legal system we start in England, a means of settled disputes we start in England, wherein the king be focused on international issue, gaining territories, building international cooperation. So, a lookout for responsible people, people with proven track records for ensuring they keep peace at community level. Whenever there is a dispute between members in the community or among members in the community, they contact the justice of the peace for keep that thing and they. Back to Sierra Leone, the justice of the peace system in Bidondi for several years back, but at a point it stopped within the judiciary. In Sierra Leone, the president now in the appoint justice of the peace system. So it is from that pool, those that were appointed either by past and current president, it is from that pool we will get 18 of them when we decide for train for let them be as justice of the peace, working with the judiciary and become a judicial staff.
Then justices of peace, who they talk about. Then we'll begin preside over matter there.
Well, obviously, we start the training on Tuesday. It went on to Wednesday. The Honorable Chief Justice assigned 4, in which 2 they sit in the court Road, Magistrate Court number 4 I mean the courtroom, 2 they sit on there, and the other 2 they sit on now magistrate court number 6. So in other words, we get 4 way they sit on currently, they start on Thursday. So immediately after the training, 4 we are commissioned, then go they sit month by month. When one set sits this month, and other sets they sit another month. So basically they don't start their work then.
So, and then justices of the peace, when they talk about, somebody could say they don't pull them, but then get plenty lawyers now, we can even act in that capacity as magistrates. But why the emphasis of getting them?
Well, fine. The magistrates, they are lawyers themselves. And we know say a lot of cases then where the magistrate and they deal with, not to cases them, we feel to we for engage magistrate and for do am. Now, for instance, if somebody grab, they say he grab this money, he look me by the eye. Somebody say he use abusive language. Somebody say he just can't pass na Milan when a criminal trespass. You get those minor issues. We don't want to bother the magistrate then for look at them. Besides the magistrate, they look at PI matters then, but then also they look at matters and when they deal with summary matters then. So we don't want to say let we bother the magistrate with somebody will say they use abusive language, or somebody will say he can't watch me babuyai, somebody will say pulling for me. These are all matters that they are offenses where the law make provision for. But we are saying let's get the trained and qualified people. Let we pull the load from them and we get them people there where they use experience for address their issues here also. Because equally, it is not more of the law, it's more about experience, which we call judicial fairness. So we want people that will execute the high level of judicial fairness rather than the law for address their issues there also. But let's look at it also. We cannot take 18 magistrates, look at government budgets. As we don't get the 18 for the seats, if the 2 they sick, we get a pool who say, okay, you were trained as justice of the peace, una go preside on matters then, now this court, whilst the other one they also they sick. So other lawyers who will come as a magistrate, besides the financial burden, but over and above, the problem still will continue. So like for instance, look at the cases that we they assign. The cases that we come in on Wednesday, 50% of them, they are minor offenses than with the justice of the peace they deal with. So assuming say 50% don't go to them, then the balance 50% where there are major offenses, we be able to share among the magistrates that we get that was what and pardon by rule. That is the thing. Yes, they are paid. When you sit for that month, you are paid for that month.
Not by sitting.
Not by sitting.
Then justices of the PCR will they talk about. Then they can begin to sit down, look at matters. Somebody will say if they will have judgment.
Yes, obviously then the right judgment. Mind you, the judgment then you also appeal. It is one of the things then we Justice Monfred emphasized on, and even Magistrate Kekwa emphasized on. Everything we una they do, una get for record, and because una the work in the courts of records. Una get for record everything, because once una take decision somebody not happy with them and get for appeal, we are also taught about the appellate structure within the judiciary. That is, we have the local courts. If we take decision they're not happy in the provinces, it comes to the district court of appeal, wherein you will have 2 assessors and they sit with the magistrate. If they take a decision they're not if they're still not happy, you can at the high court, which is also serving as a court of appeal. You get the original court of appeal, where if the high court take decision they're not satisfied, and if the court of appeal take decision they're not satisfied, they go to the Supreme Court. But in the case of the JPs, if they take action of which the person not satisfied, you the appeal
on a for Castilian apply.
Obviously, the intention of the Chief Justice, the Honorable Justice Bramak, now for ensure say we replicate them all over the country. We get, in fact, the one at Bo, then set the begin seats. We already get now bond almost 1 year. Now JPs then the city, now the island. When there is a matter which will be a PI matter waiting the happen, the magistrate they will deal with that matter day and return back.
Well, you just listen to the public relations officer at the Salon Judiciary, Moses Lamin Kamara, insider interview day. But they talk to Mange Masare, Usai say the reason we make the Chief Justice bring back the justice of the peace now for help reduce case them waking day at the magistrate court. As he say, the magistrate can get plenty cases so they're not able for handle on time. And he's saying about 18 justice of the peace, they don't train this BNTM. The program Good Morning Salon continue, and now we go for a break.
Do you know you can transfer money, buy airtime, and pay all your utility bills in just a minute? You can have access to your account anytime, anywhere. Welcome to the world of fast and easy. GT Wall. With the GT Wall, you can transfer money from one GT Co account to another, pay utility bills, get account statements, get airtime, and check your balance. With GT Wall, you can buy Excel anytime, anywhere. You can go to App Store or Play Store on your iPhone and Android devices, download the app, and enjoy. GT Co. Wouldn't you rather bank with us?
Yeah, are you ready now? Where I want to pop na net, I the chat with Leo. Check me bank account for no almost I get. Chat with Leo, make transfer by Etsa. I the chat with Leo. It in a Instagram, it in WhatsApp. Just chat with Leo. Anytime where I day at the bank, any time of the day at the bank, UBA make them easy for make we chat with Leo. Anytime where I day at the bank, any time of the day at the bank, the mommy in money can come out when I chat with Leo.
0799199919. Just a call now for text anytime when you come online. Next gen accounts, you can make any save you time. Either Insta, Facebook, and WhatsApp, Apple Message, Google Business Chat.
Where I want to pop na net, I the chat with Leo. Check me bank account for no almost I get. Chat with Leo, make transfer by Etsa. I the chat with Leo. It in a Instagram, it in WhatsApp. Just chat with Leo. At the bank.
The program Good Morning Salon they continue. We will bring this edition come to you this Monday morning. Main as up to you, Kalon.
And Musa Kamara, my name, we still get Yusuf Keke Thomas and inside the program. It talk about President B activity in the UN Security Council. Yusuf Keke Thomas, before we look at the activities of the President, the UN Security Council, waiting salon get for the do within this 1 month in the chair. The issue of the UN Security Council, as I put them to you earlier, government take them personal and the publicity around them. What in government want to achieve out of this UN Security Council thing?
Well, I not feel say government take am personal. I just feel say important that as a government, like what I say, by 2018, before President Bio come, he promised we something. Very important. We for make sure say salon with relationship with the rest of the world.
How important is they compared to the burning issues back home?
No, I mean everything is important for President Bio. Now I make President Bio go do social safety net program for vulnerable people. He go do Munafa fund. Now make President Bio go put in place say for the first time in our country history, we go introduce free quality education. So everything is important. But when they elect every president, you almost get broadly 2 mandates. You have a national mandate, which means say where you get your government, you get your ministers, then you get the whole task for me then deliver for people and welfare. Now I make I know say 98.1 every other time when I get ministers and the last time when I get minister of finance for talk about the economy, but also the president gets responsibility for make sure say salon in relationship with the rest of the world. It's very good and salon in good standing. So part of we action and part of President Bio in determination for make sure say we use the Security Council for make history for the African continent. I can tell you say for the past 1 week in Nigeria, in Senegal, all them countries, President Bio invested on the newspapers. Then they do publication on the importance of waiting this mean for the African continent for 1.3 billion people. So we want to come personal. We feel say as a government and as a country, we get a unique opportunity for make sure say for once and for all, the old world able to listen to a president from a small nation, but a very powerful way they say it's about time we reform Security Council.
Now, let we look at the issue of the cost on salon. We see salon go with some delegation, and we even see a picture of somebody with like district council chairman. People may ask, oh, what in district council chairman they do now the UN Security Council meetings them? In terms of monetary term, what it costs Salone?
Well, me not to Minister of Finance, me not to finance man. Me own work now for make sure say we presidents go there, what the president do, I can communicate to the people them and make them understand what he mean. And I always don't say this. We always get this argument about President Bay in travel. Oh, go Vienna, right? Go Vienna with very limited people. President Bay go chair a program and an investment conference. We will make sure say by the time we come out Vienna, we raise and get pledges about 800 million. What does this mean?
Yusuf
It means,
I ask you this because they look at the burning issues back home. Why can't government redirect this energy to solving issues back home with the money of the people and direct some of their resources here to solving these problems?
Because you don't understand, you don't appreciate what in the world mean. You don't appreciate say Salone not to an isolated country. At the camp, you ask a question, I answer you. Okay? The same energy where President Bio they give internationally. Now the same energy back they give nationally. Now he make where President Bio win, he put 5 big game changers there. He say we need for feed we safe. Now he make where President Bio win. Part of what you don't have to make sure say we go Vienna and host one of the biggest conference there for raise money for support food security or support energy. That energy what they put for make sure say we deal with issues there. But at the same time, it also simply means say around the world, Africa they look for leadership. The continent they look for somebody. When we go to the UN Secretary General, you know where President Bio sit down, me body they rise. Let's say. He said President Bio na a voice of wisdom and hope for the African continent.
Yusuf Keke Thomas.
So when we say they carry things their way for a long time, no African president not there for go US Security Council and say no, una listen to Africa. Let us reform this place. Let us make sure say African continent.
The public you always get the idea say all in 3P or their representation United Nations Security Council and other international organizations, something they come back home, we will benefit everybody. Apart from the statement, we see everybody there in good attire and looking good. Aside all of that, what exactly this they bring back home?
Well, like I say, I don't explain to say when they elect president. No, I come. Hold on. When you ask a question, la answer.
Go ahead, please.
Right? This Security Council, not like where President Bio did say, they put Munafa fund, where they give about 10,000 people microcredits, all right, so they do business, or say social safety net. No, this now President Bio in other role we get for make sure say it connects along with the rest of the world. It restore with Salone we respect internationally and make it become credible. By 2018, the reason why to make the IMF, the World Bank, them, what to make them suspend the program. Now, because then conflict they get sacked by Salone, if you don't come out, if you don't disappear, when President Bio don't come, how long they don't come back? Why you really feel say we're gonna Vienna? All these big development agencies, the partners, they will say, okay, no, I want to put 250 million per energy or per food security. Now, because President Bio don't put the country now a position where the world knows say we credible. We all know say then get confidence by waiting government do and they want support we. So what in this mean? This means say I give you example. What in this they bring come back? UN security, United Nations, they work with and get now for peace and security. And we now be the biggest example for that one day. We mean say because of what we get, we benefit from the UN. So President see UN as something very important. But you know only stop there. We also then make sure say because of UN the work we do across the world, okay? We get Boku peace missions then where Salone they contribute first to for make sure say the world get peace. So this means say Salone don't in a position where both at the continent level but also at the global level we are respected and people know say Salone they push a big agenda for Reform Security Council.
Okay, as you don't make it clear on waiting this meaning bring back home. Let's look at how it be like each day of President Bio in presiding over the United Nations Security Council.
Well, we'll reach the president, the big program will be getting be the 12th of August, will be Monday. where it be address the Security Council, where by extension address the world. Then they be very important because part of when you the chair, where you don't set the agenda, they give an opening statement. Where I must say we all watch the opening statement with President Biogi, where he talk about what in this mean, this reform, what it mean for the African continent, and what it mean even for the UN. Because he talks say this is not part of make sure say the legitimacy of even the UN is in question. Because when you get a continent which about 1.3 billion, it's a question of democracy. So it means say then people and they for be represented for their voice at the permanent seat. But you know, only stop there, we also give opportunity during that debate day for make all the permanent members then. And like I say, for the very first time, this is not history in the UN. For the very first time, all the 5 permanent members, they all support say this is about time waiting President Biodi say they endorse him and support him. But also the UNSG, the Secretary General of the UN, the President of the General Assembly, they all everybody beyond the talk from President Biodi's script. So I think that's really important.
Now, Yusuf Keke Thomas Sandy, we see the Saloon election, the 2023 election ends in tripartite, and we still get the position, we get a position on the election. According to critics, President Biode used the stage here, especially the UN Security Council, for solidify illegitimacy around the world.
But that's not correct. Because even before 2023 election, President Biode na a respected man of the world. This time, a man where you ain't ready for meet. No, like, you ask a question, I explain to you.
I'll let you explain.
No, exactly.
Yes, explain
this time, a man where you ain't ready for meet and talk about education of the world. Now, the only president where the US general call say, okay, let me hear you guys, more come coach here and talk about how to transform education of the world. This are the presidents where don't they at African continent level, the only body where they get for make a look at how democracy they work. Also, go for land for most of the APRM. That forum, the President Bio, they don't chair. So it means President Bio, they use them form there for solidify. So no, it is already respected. What did they do now for make sure say the issues them where the world almost don't seem to forget about, where they affect Africa. The things them who no say person like I'm not able to bring come to the fore. Now in the champion because now somebody will like for make history. And in fact, when we go this UN, part of also what President Bibi don't do by 2021, then we put a resolution where UN don't pass, where they make sure say they give justice to victims of sexual violence. In fact, it go interesting for no say about 1.3 billion survivors of sexual violence around the world. President Bibi single-handedly take resolution where okay go na UN where they pass for giving access to justice. So this is the president where they do big things around the world. And it coincidental say again. It is now they talk about thing way for benefit 1.3 billion people. So President Bio may use them stage there for consideration. No, it's already respected. But what should do now for make sure say at the same time why should they make sure say we control democracy? This is not the possible way. Now initiate the dialogue and not make sure say you don't guide and tell those all this. So we gladly we party in APC then self. If I let me tell you, for the very first time, the whole country, even me parent in APC and the press President Bio. Say what you do so historic.
But
I don't call them man. I say me party there. I get beaucoup party in APC.
But a public figure, the why ex God now if
no worry, but I say me party in APC. But for the very first time, they praise President Bio because he historic. And the reason why he's historic now because what President Bio don't do for the continent and for Salon. For the very first time, nobody know it.
Yusuf Keke Thomas Sandy, what in President Bio don't do na the UN Security Council for the continent and Saloon, a very good as you'd explain. But the ordinary man where they go sleep without food, need to understand this what you talk. Whose benefits it will bring to the ordinary man? And I make her ask you earlier, what are the resources the government don't put into the UN Security Council thing, and how beneficial it will impact the life of people back home?
Again, like I say, you know. Part of why we camp at them discussion for make we educate people and make them understand, right? I'm not careful can discuss about social safety nets. Where President Biobi don't put in place project where they give people the money.
Okay.
The income there. I'm not careful can discuss about money for fund. I'm not careful can discuss about the impact of what President Biobi don't do on making sure say the free quality education I the benefits of what I can discuss. What I can discuss now, yeah? I can discuss on how President Bio and other function we get for open salon to the world for make sure say by 2018 where IMF, World Bank, where them go, why them go, how President Bill don't restore them back, and now for make we use all them global stage there for one for project your image say we not serious people across the world.
Okay.
For also make sure say we therefore respect you, and for do something where one day no African president not do it. For make sure say go Security Council look at all the party there, China, UK, US, look the all and tell and say no. For 8 years, Africa don't become underrepresented. This time around, let me make sure say Africa we represented properly.
Yusuf Kekhe Thomas and they continue for the with press secretary na status we be talk about President being recent activity them na the United Nations Security Council. They continue for will they bring you back later inside the program as now we need for go for a break.
UTB Union Trust Bank, the game changer don't come as we the lead, others they follow. And just with your mobile phone, you go transfer and receive money with ease, speed, and safety. UTB don't make it possible for collect money na ATM machine without the ATM card. Now that's we call cardless ATM. You, the UTB customer, go send money to anybody and deposit and collect the money na any UTB ATM panel without any ATM card. All it can do now for just enter the reference code and collect the money. The UTB copper in safe day. With this UTB copper, any UTB customer can transfer copper with a mobile phone to anybody up to 5 billion loans. And with the reference code, the person can go to any UTB branch and collect the copper. Union Trust Bank, we there for you.
The program now Good Morning Salon and we will bring and come to you Musa Kamara na your name.
And it's up to you, Kalon.
Inside the program, we continue to look at more issues. We go say the Vice President, Dr. Mohamed Julle Jallow, say as part of government commitment for improve the well-body sector, book planning, and other things, them make the give lights to rural communities and now different parts them in the country. It talk this way, even they put on the lights na Kalangba section, Lokomsama Chiefdom, Port Local District. For more on this, we join Cherno Jallow.
Well, on behalf of the people of Kalangba, we formally commission this solar mini grid.
Voice of community people in Kalangba section, Lokomasama Chief Don Potloko District, as they be sing and dance after the Vice President Dr. Mohamed Julle Jallow be don't turn on the solar mini grid light. We don't make them the first to make people in this community get this kind of electricity, and during this time have a moment of celebration for community people. But before the Vice President put on this light, we'll command them at the Ministry of Energy. Then get that people also explain to them what how all this come about. When they talk, the Deputy Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Energy, Emmanuel Junisa, said this is not part of President's being agenda for make sure say light meet all man in the country.
The Ministry of Energy, after the pronouncement of His Excellency the President, is still we will go into action quickly. We will able to restore electricity to Bull Kenema, and we keep 24-hour electricity to Kono using the Transco CLSG line. From there, the President say district headquarters towns that we don't deal with the get light. And at 7, the ministry will not go far. 4 of the district headquarters towns, they almost don't complete. And in this effort, we will not electrify 98 communities under a project we they call the Rural Renewable Energy Project. Government designed an MOU with Power Leone for them they can electrify more communities. So today, Kalamba will begin enjoy the light today. And when I go see say light na Kalamba today.
With this light, people at this town will get electricity for some time during net, even when nobody for 24 hours complete, and 7 them will get free access to the meter and other thing them for do the connection. So with this opportunity, Honorable Aminata Sise from the APC party, where they represent people in Port Local District, hope say people will use this light for the right purpose.
Dr. Julle Jallow, that we appreciate the efforts for bringing this development for we, but on the capacity of the lights, like I said, would encourage the people that as the meter they don't care, let them be very careful and let them use the facility as a provider for. Let them not left joint parentage, then here they cause fire. This is a big beneficial thing for we. As they get light now, we're able to enjoy cold water, cold drinks them. We're able to keep more company. They increase the social bond between one. Because we like so the country, the tongue, where it dark than it, all man they go inside, go to them.
With this request to the people from Honorable Aminat Asise, Honorable Ishmael Sankoila under the Sierra Leone People's Party, same way soon at Local District, be making a request to government and the power Leone.
We want to decrease the price of the energy because people they know they ever open up and get a long time. So we want the same price here in the Leone apparently. And second again, now we get accessibility to light because sometimes night when they come 1 day, 2 days. And sometimes they can't go back to work the morning. So they get all the so yeah, we make no allow so low, no say, we never want to Babara, we never want to Bentuala, and Ukadi.
As Honorable Ishmael Sankoila, they asked the ministry not for limit this facility na just Kalangba section. The Deputy Minister of Energy 1, na the Ministry of Energy, Dr. Edgar Taylor, they are assuring people here say,
in the next few months, this same area na Potloko district, Loko Masama, we get to light up Babara Wala, we light up again Bintiwala, we light up again Mafure, and then we light up again Petifu. So, Your Excellency, Honorable Vice President, I want to hear people and not say the system where you don't ask people to put now just about 17 kilowatt peak system for now. And this 17 kilowatt peak system, it is served as it is now, we get 100 connections.
When the talk as the Vice President Dr. Mohamed Julejalo say part of President Bill promise now for improve access to electricity in the country and in say this now one way we President want for achieve that.
We just for like the whole of Lokomsama Kingdom. So today, I'm going to talk as Vice President and I talk as Bikiwe Commander Timbo, La Kalamba Wala, Benti section and Lokomsama Kingdom. So we want to tell the people the way happy for light this village here. We want to tell them thank you. Above all, we want to tell His Excellency President Julius Madabio, the third Kandu President, the people of Kalanga want to tell them thank you. The third Kandu President, the people of Kalanga, we want to tell them thank you for this light what they can see today. When they can light the house them, the people will be able to charge them phone, the hospital them will get light, the community will get light, the school kids will get light for study. So they will enjoy the free quality education. So we want to tell the president, thank you.
With this lights on the community, what does this mean for community people? Now the question I put before them, and at this the bigger for say.
Will not be feel fine. We post in the pandemic, we feel fine. Now we don't care less and we feel happy. So now we feel happy. We tell the party thank you. We tell the vice thank you. We tell the minister thank you. We tell the president thank you.
Now they expect this anytime soon.
Yeah, because that part be the tell us if we help them, if we help, we should be expecting. And what we don't tell you, don't do. Let go don't get less so glad.
What they can do for we glad for that. One we get for charge with phone. We get phone in the charge. You get fridge. What is water? One sky, they make it picky study. With that, we're glad for that.
This power, let God give and long life. You don't get outing safe now this country, this Kalangaya. We bless God. You don't can give lights now this country,
Then community people also end up assure the government saying they will take proper care of them facility so it will last long and benefit them. For the Society for the Democracy, me, Nachang Jalo, the report.
From that report today, the program Good Morning Saloni continue, and we will bring this edition come to you this morning. Mina sap to you, Kalon.
Musa Kamara na minim.
And still between at the studio, we get Yusuf Keke Thomas and the press secretary in status. We don't need to talk about President Bay activity. Them we go to the United Nations Security Council. Over to Yusuf Keke Thomas and the aside of the different presentation in another session there we see also President Bay we get a one-on-one meeting with the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres. Tell we waiting that meeting the video about.
Well, like I say, now part of how the world they see President Bill, see like a president when I hope for Africa, they respect him, and part of that discussion again, and thank you in the first place for where he get the audacity for come with this topic, this agenda, the Security Council. And also he tell and say, he as Secretary General of the UN, he don't endorse and he give you full support for this reform where then for reform Security Council because in feel say now for make we address the historical injustice. But you know, the stop play, he also tell President Bio plenty thank you for the leadership role way they play in the Sahel region. So we all know say obviously the Sahel region we get serious security challenges. Mali, Burkina Faso, then country along this coastal line. He tell them plenty thank you. He say because the challenges that we're going at the Security Council now in own kind of leadership we describe as the voice of wisdom where they able to make
that was a very beyond voice.
Yes, he described in fact as a voice of wisdom. In fact, if you applaud them for the visit that we can do, so no say recently, and President be going to Burkina Faso for see how it gets for go make sure say for talk to the government, the regime, the leadership with it, for how for deal with the threats with it in the Sahel. Because they get serious threats with terrorists, they get issues of instability. So President Bio also part of their leadership, the UN Secretary recognize them. He say he may continue and also tell the UN Secretary say make enough forget for the Sahel region.
So the issue about abolish the veto, requesting for 2 permanent seats and 2 additional non-permanent seats are some of the main highlights among many other we come up. 2 more highlights in particular area there. So
well, you know, say when the debates come up, President Bio also they carry a unique position as the coordinator for CITEN, where now one of the committee that we African Union we don't set up for make them champion the UN Security Council reform. So African heads of states then we meet and decide see then go with them called CAP, the Common African Position, where then be put together pan the Ezewini consensus and the SAC declaration. So that Common African Position they say for reform the UN Security Council, Africa need 2 permanent members. Like you don't say now Africa gets 3 non-permanent members them. So we the ask now say for increase them to 5. So we get 2 extra one them and also on the veto. If the veto stay, we don't want the veto. But if we forget the veto, all the permanent members them forget access to the veto. So that's not the African position there will move. And I feel say what we go do now in terms of next step. And then go present the report to the president, where the president don't take a decision, say, okay, the recommendations they put at the report, the recommendation they don't accept them and for go
any hour where you sleep and wake, you they ask yourself, waiting GT Bank get for we again? Well, GT Bank gladly for tell you say anybody can do MoneyGram and real money service now any GT Bank branch near you and receive gift we go make you at gladly. It not mean say pass you be GT Bank customer. It like you not so customer at the bank. Just back a go na any GT Bank branch near you and do you real money or MoneyGram service and receive fine gift from GT Bank. GT Bank, it go better you bank with me. You don't try no do
the program na Good Morning Salute the Country from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We still get Yusuf Keke Thomas and the inside the program. They talk about salon representation at the UN Security Council and waiting a mean, and also you talk about voting President Bio the press forward for the UN Security Council. We get for do with justice and also security. And like we always they ask when we get to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Timothy Kaba, can talk about UN Security Council, we talk about peace around African continent. We see President Bio go now the Sahel and other side. But let we look at the issue of Yenga. How President Bio or the government go use the UN Security Council position for get back Yenga, because now an issue with people of that part of the country they face very serious challenge for get access to their farmland there. And you see the Guineans they don't can build permanent structures.
Well, the position is Yenga na part of Salon. That will never change. I know say the minister don't tell you that one day. But again, part of what we don't do, Guinea now we neighbors them. Guinea now we border and sister them. So it means say we could continue for dialogue, we'll continue for engage, because part of waiting the United Nations is about is about making sure say we get with the talk. I peace settlement with the talk. If Chamot them misunderstanding, they say, okay, this person said I may get this, or mission I may say I may get this. No, we for able to them and talk about them. And we're happy so far that that discussion they carry on and they no say now we get younger. The minister said, like what he said, Timothy, we don't go there for establishing now we get younger. Obviously, there are challenges we are not say from time to time we could deal with. You understand? But then we feel say we'll continue for discuss with the Guinean government for me to understand say now we get younger and we'll continue with people that we did it. Younger day, we will make sure say they're able to live and settle well without any challenges and security concerns around it.
So we see also inside this particular program on the UN Security Council, President Biobi do a launch of a particular framework where they talk about history and other things to the Monument and Relics Commission. Take me through in that area.
Help. You want help from such addictions, run to the front, run here. You want help from such addictions, run to the front, come and stand here. Hosanna Bukole, Hallelujah, Hosanna. Hosanna Bukole, Hallelujah. Hosanna Nimambo, Hallelujah.